Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tennis Manager 24, episode 37. We're in April. We just came off of what's arguably the best result we've ever had. Even though we didn't win the tournament, we just made the final at the Miami Open 1000 level. We beat the number one player in the world, who we just lost to in the Australian Open. Barely. We beat her. Second time asking. Played extremely well through the tournament, ultimately lost to the number two player in the world in the final, and just put up a heck of a performance and earned a huge ton of cash with over 300K in prize winnings for the club, and we instantly turned that into a couple of facility upgrades. With the performance, the finals loss, we also jumped to 26th in the ranking. You can see right now the team is looking good at the moment. Physical condition is good. Morale is quite high for most of the team. Form is excellent for a couple, average for the others. This is really the best state we've ever been in this series. Also, with that success for the high performance, we cracked the top 30 for Martina King. We picked up the bonus for that, 4,700. You don't have to maintain it, you just have to reach it. But we've also reached the end of the hard season, and King has gone from 70th to 42nd, and of course now even higher. What was it, 26? 1,219 points earned. A lot of them, half of them, coming in that last tournament. But $1.25 million in Academy prize share. 7 tournaments played. We only won 2 of them, but we won 20 matches out of 25 played. Cross had a pretty good period too. She jumped 66 spots in the rankings, the highest we've seen her in a very long time, basically since we first signed her. 168 points over this stretch, 73K in prize share, which is, a decent amount. 6 tournaments played, 1 win. 2 wins, that is. Two wins. 13 matches won out of the 17 played, 76% win percentage. It's the best we've seen from somebody else on the squad for a very, very, very long time, if not the entire time. Noelle, different story though. Dropped 34 spots in the rankings, just 17 points, won just 2 wins in 4 tournaments. 33K though is still better than what we were getting for our poor performers in previous years. Nava though also struggling, but doing a little bit better. 94 points won 11 matches out of the 20 played, so a 55% win rate. Very busy with 9 tournaments and picked up 177K. In terms of our goals, Kayla Cross is feeling really good about the season, has all but 1 goal achieved. King has all but guaranteed, unless we take a huge plummet down the rankings. We have already got a maximum satisfaction for this year, but Noelle and Nava are struggling, and it's going to take them rising up the rankings primarily to pick up that satisfaction. They're both going to have to crack at least the top 150, if not the top 100. I think it's 150 for Noelle and 100 for Nava. Not even close. So I accepted another wild card. Playing with fire with these, but we seem to still be performing well, and it's helping us with the cash, so I suppose it's not a bad thing. Korneva is our opponent with this wild card. We've got Shang in the round of 32, number 7 player, 6th ranked, 6th seed for this tournament if we do progress. We have beaten Korneva before in straight sets, balanced, but should advance and do 6-3, 6-4 straight sets again. Close, but definitely had the edge throughout. +9 in the winners. Not too many mistakes. Not forced into very many errors. Big thing is, how does the rest of the team do, though? How do they fare? Nava, Noelle, both progressing. That's good. So our opponent, Qinwen Zheng. Qinwen Zheng is pretty good. Better than us in most areas. Considered it a tough match. Not going to be an easy one to progress. But we have surprised a lot lately, and I'm starting to run out of doubt, and I'm starting to believe that we can beat just about anybody. Still don't think this is a 50-50, but think that there's a pretty dang good shot, 40-45% chance to come away with a win on this one. and it's a close loss. 5-7, 5-7. Finally, things are going the way they should be going. Right? Good player, and we should be losing this one, but not by much. And that's exactly what happened. -15 on those winners. Kept it clean though. +1 on the unforced errors. +1 on the forced errors. Just couldn't hit the winners, and that's that technical gap between us. We lose a close one. That still pays out 23,000, and that's that happy zone, because just like that, we're only -5K for the month of April, and that's after spending close to 300,000 extra. Nava out in the round of 16, as is Noelle. It's not a deep run. Cross out in the quarterfinal of her tournament, but not bad. Everybody made it at least through one round. We've entered that rarefied air of somebody besides King actually gaining attribute points. It's a +1 for underspin for Alexa Noelle. And of course, Cross has a little bit of success and instantly asked to drop her percentage. We need to keep her happy. We've seen, unlike with King, where it's really easy to rebound, it's a lot harder to rebound with the others. So I'm going to actually accept the 4% reduction. She's not the one bringing in the big cash anyway, so it hurts a little, but not a lot. On to our next tournament, back down to the approachable level we'd been at before, where we have won multiple tournaments at this level, but have lost our fair share as well. A 125 in Portugal, but now, for the first time, as a 1 seed. Looking at our quarterfinal trek, all of the opponents in here look pretty approachable for us. We should be a favorite to at least make the semifinals, and I think even a loss in this tournament would be disappointing at this stage with how we've performed recently. Cross, the only other one to get out of the first round, though, as it's a weaker performance by the team this week. And it's a second round exit for King herself. So the whole team, bar Cross, I think, got through at least the first round. We'll see how Cross did in the second round. Really disappointing from King. Like I said, this should have been hands down our tournament. And we absolutely crushed the first set and then forget to finish the job. Unforced errors wasn't even high, so it wasn't that we shot ourselves in the foot. Like, where in here is this even a loss? -12 on winners, but significant advantage in other areas. Serving, the forced errors. None of this suggests we should have lost this match. We still won a majority of the points. That's going to probably trigger a decrease in morale, probably trigger at least a partial decrease in form after what has to be our weakest performance of the year. Cross was also out in the second round, so the entire team out in either the first or second round this week is a tough pill to swallow. Our next 1,000 level tournament, of which the last one we made the final and lost, was a surprise run. We had 4 major upsets along the way. And this one, now we find ourselves seeded with a bye in the first round. So we were straight into the second round with a favorable opponent here. Machova is the likely opponent for the round of 32. 16th rank is one of the easier ones compared to the last tournament that we would have, but still nothing easy about it. We barely get through the second round, so I'm starting to worry about that form. Let's go check in on that form. How's it doing? That form definitely did see a decline, albeit rather minor. Focus is only a +1 because our literal limit, total limited to 20. Balance, though, form is +1, shoes is -1, so we're still missing 1 point there. We're missing 1 point for footwork? No, we're not. That's limited for the same reason. So we lost 1 point in balance, but there is signs of others. Forehand, no, that's a -1 for the racket. Backhand is a -1 for the racket, but we lost 1 point there as well, and that's it. So we only dropped 2 points in form. 1 loss is not impacting Martina King. She stays strong, she stays resolute. But what's going to be next for us? The upset by Alicia Parks gives us a much easier round of 32 match. But our would-be round of 16 looks incredibly tough It's going to be Ons Jabeur or Corey Goff. Two incredible players that could kick the snot out of us if they wanted, though we did beat Corey Goff last time out. Parks does have excellent form. It is balanced, but we do have a slight advantage, and looking at her web reminds me a lot of ours, except for her advantage is in serving where ours is court coverage. Both have excellent form, meaning, yeah, it's a pretty fair fight for this one. It's the first time we've ever gone head-to-head. And we come away with a close victory, 6-4, 6-4. 56% of the points, only one double fault. Serve did not play an important role in this match. Plus 12 to winners, minus 5 to unforced errors, but plus 7 to the forced errors. So the errors kind of offset each other, and then a clear advantage in winners is what carried us through. Plus 14 on points overall. Sabalenka has been upset by Raducanu in the round of 16. Fruhvirtova has upset Osaka in the round of 16. And Noskova, Svitolina, Navarro and Kruger. Got Saito, the one upset, still in. Andreeva. Martina King is going to play Corey Goff. It would have been nice if it was Jabeur, though really, I mean, Jabeur's been top 5 herself. Spent plenty of time very, very high in the rankings, so that wouldn't be easy either. What we're looking at, though, is there's your easy match, and it's Swiatek that's set to benefit from that if she can get past Kenin. One and only time we played Goff was a win in that last 1,000 level tournament. In the early stages, right? It was like round 2 or something like that. It's going to be tough. Clearly we have a chance as we've beaten her before, but I'm saying it's going to be like a 20-25% chance. Close, but we are out. 2-6, 6-3, 6-7 with the tiebreaker in the final set, and we've ultimately finished 9 points down, minus 13 on the winners. But we kept it quite a bit cleaner, plus 6. The forced errors was minus 1. So yeah, not enough of an edge anywhere to give us a real shot at it. But after a poor first set, we did really good in the last 2 sets and came quite close. Maybe it is better than a 25% shot, but we're definitely the underdog. But that's another extremely healthy $89,000 prize share for that one, bringing us back up to almost $300,000 right now. Still in April, we've spent an extra, $300K this month. We've brought in $600,000 in the month of April. 2 1,000 level tournaments, amassing about $400K in winnings. Nava through a semifinal in a lower level tournament. This is his best run of the season. We had a couple last season, right? He loses the final 6-7, 6-7 though, so tiebreakers to take him down. Good performance though, best payday in a little while at $6K, but it was the smallest tournament he's been at in some time. Definitely due to redeem ourselves after a poor performance in our last 125 tournament. Like I said, we don't win them all, so we're definitely not a slam dunk anywhere at this stage, or at least not at the level we regularly play at, but we should be winning this tournament. And after losing the last one, I think we should be bouncing back and hopefully claiming victory in this one. Brant Meyer is the first round opponent. It's going to be one of the toughest opponents we play until maybe Anisimova, but realistically, like, those are the only 2 that I think could be much of a threat to us in the early rounds. We barely get past Brant Meyer. King loses in the second round to a player outside of the top 100. 4-6, 4-6. This is something that I would have said 90% chance we win. We only managed to hit 24 winners. Noel was out in the first round. Nava was out in the second. King is out in the second. Cross is the only one still playing in their tournament, and loses in the quarterfinal in 3 sets of her tournament. So it's another poor week from the team. Rome for another Masters tournament, and again, still at 27, we get a first round bye. Favorable second round match, Fruhvirtova and Brant Meyer, the potentials for the round of 32. And it takes 3 sets to win this one, as we only gave up 1 game in the last 2 sets, but we somehow got beaten that first one. Ultimately get plus 16 on winners. A lot of unforced errors could have been a factor in that first set. Making the round of 32 is probably far enough that we shouldn't have any issues with form, though we might have had some issues off that last tournament. I haven't looked to see where we were. I mean, that previous time we lost a couple bonus points in form, but Fruhvirtova is going to be a difficult beat. Very quality player, surprised not in the top 10. Tough match, but we are the one with better form, and you can see the quality there. Very solid, very balanced web, definitely higher than ours, but average form. Not quite enough to carry us, though. This is probably the right result, right? This is right about where I would expect us to be with a player of Brenda Fruhvirtova's quality. We lose a tiebreak in the first set, we lose a close second set, but the better player has won. The results of late are feeling a lot more appropriate. That little run we went on there was shocking to say the least, and this feels a lot more realistic. We're competitive against the best players, but not beating the best players. And we beat most of the players that are below us in the rankings, but occasionally they beat us. That's how it should be. That's 27th ranked player in the world, and that feels more accurate right now. But with such a high level tournament, it's another $58K in prize money. We're looking at $325,000 for the balance. It's going to take a little bit more. Cross out in the round of 16, $4K. Nava, $2,300. It's going to take a little bit more this time for the next upgrade. A lot of the cheaper, affordable upgrades that make that 8 to 12, 14K bump, they're done. We've done those facility upgrades. Now we're starting to get into that territory. To get a healthy boost in the finances is going to take a much larger chunk of change, $500K, $1 million, to get those next facility upgrades. For the moment, we need to just save some money. We're not having too hard of a time, though, turning a profit on a monthly basis. As you can see, we're already up for the month of May. The biggest problem that I'm having lately is I've accepted a lot of wild cards, or we've been forced into a lot of tournaments, and realistically what's happening to us over the last little bit has been the simple fact that I just haven't been able to get training in for our athletes. Now, form across the board is pretty dang good. Noelle not doing great, and morale's not perfect for some of them. I don't know what's going on with Cross and why she's suddenly upset, because her satisfaction has been very high and we've performed well, and oh no, one early exit from the tournament and her morale's gone from great to nothing. And King loses once and it's down to correct, and it was in a 1,000 level tournament. Was it the previous tournament that did that? I didn't check in between, but it's been back to back to back tournaments for a while. They've been very, very busy. Could be a factor for us, though. So last tournament here for a moment, or for the episode, I guess, because we are going to be heading into our next slam following this one, so we'll center that onto the next episode. But it's another 1 seed, third time running on these, and our morale's dropping. The form has been holding up so far, but the morale has not been doing great for these 125s, and our lack of success in them of late. We've lost the last 2 in a row. We really need to bounce back with a win, especially with the Open coming up here in just a second. I think we're on Roland Garros next. Took 3 sets to get out of the first round. We're getting humbled lately, and after a really good run, Cross, back-to-back tournaments with first round exits. Her morale has plummeted. Really bad timing because, Slam coming up and had a chance to qualify and meet her objectives for the year. Paddle courts is done, but still only at that 327 mark, so ways to go on that next upgrade. Noelle was out in the second round, but King continues on beyond the third, and fairly comfortable, right? 6-3, 6-3. The opponent's getting a little bit tougher than the last couple that we'd played, but this is what we expect from King. It's at Driscoll, but only 68th in the rankings. And we're looking at pretty favorable matchups for this, and the final should be winning this tournament. Pretty hands down. Balanced player, but not what she once was. it's going to be a tough match. Like, how so? Because she has excellent form as well. Took 3 sets, but we do win. I'm surprised that was considered tough, but I'm also not surprised that Andriescu has quality. Just, looking at that web, that was not as tough as what we've been up against lately. Took 3 sets, but we win. 1 point less than what Andriescu won. The set we lost bad. The 2 sets we won close ones. We're not going to play this one out live, though. Should be an easy one. First one all tournament that we've played outside of the top 100 in the rankings, I think, except for maybe the first round. Strong serve, weak enough in the other areas. Yeah, we should be okay. It's only considered balanced, but both in excellent form. It is a win, though. Tournament win, 7-5, 6-2, finally, for this level. It's been a while, much earlier this year that we got the win. I was kind of thinking that we shouldn't be playing this level anymore, but then I go and lose a couple of them and in early rounds, and it was like, okay, yeah, maybe we still need this to maintain form and morale and not necessarily always go for the higher tournaments. We do need some more weeks of training, though. Schedule's getting a little bit packed in for King of late. We got to watch out for that one going forward. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.